can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from LoyMachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, the time is 12:09, midnight. Okay, today is a Sunday, 13th March 2022. Okay, as usual, I didn't plan to make this video, and this was rather unexpected. I was in two minds whether I should make this video, I thought, okay, do it tomorrow. But then because I was in the moment, I really was, something just happened. So I thought, okay, fine. I think since the emotion is raw, since the feeling is raw, I thought, okay, it's a good time to share. By the way, this is not going to be a value-added video. This is more like speaking from the heart. Okay, so I'm just letting you know something personal happened. So if you're interested, you can watch the video. Okay. Now, I was just sitting doing my work. I finished a client call and I was editing the videos to put it up. And relaxed and just having a few snacks. And all of a sudden, I get a WhatsApp call. Okay. Now, normally, there are plenty of people who try to call me, get in touch with me. I don't answer those calls. I don't entertain people I do not know. I take it strictly like unless you're my client or you're someone who I know. However, this turned out to be a relative of mine. She's my mother's eldest sister, and she is an incredibly wonderful lady. She is, I think, close to 80s, 83, 84, something like that. I have only wonderful memories of her. She was a person who was full of love. She is full of love and a very genuine person whom I only have beautiful memories. Okay? So in my whole family, she's one of them. Okay, very rare out of my whole family, whatever. So my mother's eldest sister. Now, obviously, I'll not take her name just to keep things. So just say the eldest sister. Okay. So now she's actually supposed to be in Dubai. So I was kind of surprised that she's calling me from WhatsApp. That also a call, and that also so late. So I was like, maybe something is wrong, and bigger question is, how is she able to call me from Dubai on WhatsApp? So I picked it up and I was like, yeah, auntie, how are you? And I always call them, my elders, with respect. I don't call them with their names and, first names, like some Westerners and some people have that. Oh, I'll just call them with the first name. So I called her, yes, auntie, how are you? Like, I still consider myself as a child in front of her. Although, when I have to be the man, I'm the man. Okay. So she's like, hi, Lovey. She calls me Lovey. That's my nickname, Lovey. Okay. They say full of love and Lovey. Okay. So she told me, hi, Lovey, how are you? And all that. And she immediately told me, I am in India, in Mangalore. Okay. No. Before that, she told me, how is your baby? Now, I found that rather odd. Because the whole thing was odd because number one is she called me. Normally she doesn't call me. Number two is she called me so late, which is another odd thing. Number three is she's calling me from WhatsApp. Number four, she's asking, how are you? And then how is your baby? Where is she? This is not like normal behavior because very rarely does she call. Okay, very rarely does she call. But when she calls, it's normally her birthday or something. So she asked for my baby and all that. I was like, okay, wondering what's going on. And then she told me, I'm in India. I'm in Mangalore. I just landed in Mangalore. The second she said, I've landed in Mangalore, I immediately disconnect the phone. Okay. Now, some of you will know why I did that. Some of you will wonder, why in the world did I do that? Okay, for those of you who know, well, you know. But for those of you who do not know, the reason why I disconnected the phone is because my mother, my real mother, is there in Mangalore. My stepfather, he's also there in Mangalore. And I had immediately, I tried to connect the dots, so I assumed that she went there to meet them, I don't know, for a trip or something like that, maybe. So I checked with my other relative, and I found out that she has gone there for some medical checkup and all that. And she's also gone there to meet the sisters, the eldest one, my mother, her sister number 3, the fourth one is in Canada. Okay, so these 3 are there together. Now, with the eldest one, that is this auntie, I don't have any problems. My mother is the second one, whom you might know the history. The next one is, you remember I told you when I was in Mumbai, when I got deported, the man who supposed to be my godfather, who was supposed to always be there for me, when I asked him for help, he told me, his answer was, do you think this is some kind of bloody orphanage for useless people like you? Like, even though he knew that I had nowhere to go, because brainwashed by my mother. So that is his wife. Okay. So the minute she told me they are in Mangalore, she's in Mangalore, I knew for a fact that my mother, that she wanted me to put the video on and subsequently let them, my mother and the sisters, talk to my baby, look at my baby, communicate with her. Okay. Now I'm very sure, absolutely sure, many of you, especially who are God-fearing, especially who are ladies, and especially who are mothers, would say, Loy, come on, let bygones be bygones, forgive and forget, God loves you, don't keep, anger, and, it's the joy of a mother, blah, blah, whatever. Fine. I understand why you're saying what you're saying. But I'll tell you why I refuse to get them to communicate to my child. Okay? I'll tell you why. Now, the first thing, which is obvious, is you do not know them, I know them more. I know them more than you know them. The second thing is, I understand why they want to talk to my child. Obviously, want to show love, affection. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, kuchiku. They'll talk to her. And the baby will be like, the baby's a baby. She'll be like, who's this and this and that. And, okay. But the problem here is, these are not genuine individuals. These are not individuals who have their conscience clean, who have a pure heart. Okay? They're not individuals who if they were not related to me, I wouldn't want to even associate with them, even from a distance. It is like, when you meet someone who's very harmful, like, just like, to give you an analogy, if you know someone is very dangerous to your child or can influence them in a bad way, you'll keep them away. So even though my child may not, being 3 years old, may not know anything or may not be influenced, I don't want even their shadow to come near my child. Okay? Now, that is one. The second thing is, what I realized is, even though previously in my other videos, very long back, I've told you that I forgave them, I've forgiven them, I've talked to them, and I even shared a video where I spoke to my mother and my stepfather and I made peace with them and introduced my family. But what I've realized is, even though I tried my best to make peace, those memories don't fade away. Obviously, those memories don't fade away. But what once again brings those painful memories back is when these individuals, these people, behave in the same way, they talk the same way, they act the same way, and they have their stupid, ridiculous demands. And especially where my mother is concerned, it always comes down to money. I don't have money. Can you send some money? You're making so much money. I'm having a tough time. Can you? I don't like that. And she does this with almost everyone, and particularly with, especially my stepbrother, who's anyway taking care of her, and with me, and, complaining, moaning, and groaning. And so it kind of, the toxic environment that I left as a young man, and the toxic nature of all these individuals that I left, that is why I left and left them far away. And today I left UAE and I've come here. It is like, being sucked back into that sewage, just being thrown into that dirt. Okay. And it kind of triggers it, those mannerisms and the dialogue and the empty words like God bless you, oh we love you so much, oh I love you. I know it's fake. I know it's bloody fake. I know that you don't love the child. I know that. I know you don't love me. I know that you don't love my family, because your whole history you have not. There's a whole history of abuse and evil intentions for the sake of money, for the sake of control. I mean, they shouldn't have. There are some people who should not be parents, and my mother and stepfather and my real father shouldn't have been parents. Maybe I shouldn't have been born. That would have been best. But given that I was born, they did their best to abuse, torture, and mentally destroy and decimate my life. Fortunately, I didn't turn out to be a bum. I didn't smoke, drink, do drugs, or harm anyone or end up in prison. Anyone else would have done that. So that is one. I think the even bigger issue is, if in case my stepfather, who is today, he is a shell of himself. I mean, I think he's nearly in his 55, 60s, whatever. He has no money, he has nothing, he's dependent on it. But his ego, his attitude, that arrogance, that he'll always look like this, like he's a short piddly fuck. Okay, he's a short guy. But the way he will act, he will show that attitude like, I'm better than you. I made you. Who the fuck are you? That kind of attitude he has. And that's the way he talks. And like, whenever I've tried to have a conversation with him, he's like, okay, what? Like, there's no respect. And it brings back all those memories of how he used to treat me like shit. And I'll tell you, my blood will boil. You have no idea how much anger and hatred, and I don't know the right word. If he were to do that to my daughter or to my wife, I might end up doing if he was physically there, I might end up doing something that may put me in prison. I might physically do something to that man, which, given his age, anything can happen. So, and okay, fortunately, I'm not that kind of person, and I wouldn't put myself in that situation, but I'm trying to tell you that those wounds, those memories, those moments, they will forever remain. You can't just, like Thanos, just click something and... So if he were to do it to my daughter, I will not leave him. And the worst part is when they do it on the phone. I mean, what the hell can you do? Now, to give you an analogy, it's like, imagine someone sexually raped and molested you, and you're trying to forgive and forget that. And then this person tries to hold your son or daughter and tries to do that to them. What would you do? You would kill that person, right? So even though he has not molested or done anything like that, I'm very aware that his words, his attitude can maybe harm my daughter. It's lucky that that man who raped and molested me, he's dead. Because had he been alive, I wouldn't have physically harmed him, but I would make his life miserable. I would wish he would suffer and die. I would, death is the easiest part for these individuals. I would wish that he would suffer so brutally that I would enjoy knowing each and every day his suffering. I know you might say, Loy, this is so sadistic, this is so evil of you. Well, it's not as evil as raping, molesting, and torturing a 7-year-old small boy. Not once, not twice, multiple times. It's not as bad as torturing, humiliating, destroying emotionally, mentally, physically, beating to the point where blood would come out. Okay, with the that rubber cane, and doing this not once, doing this for till the age of 16, locking the person. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, even though today they are in their 60s, I'm unable to reconcile. I don't know if it's the right word, or act like nothing happened. And I've genuinely really done my best to reach out, make peace. But what I realized is, these people who are especially old, they cannot change, and you cannot change anyone. You can only change yourself. And these individuals, there are some of them who are so sick in the head, who are so stupid. Stupid is the right word. Who are so stupid and so dumb that they will never change. Like, would you believe that my mother still proudly promulgates the fact that it's because I beat him, it's because I taught the discipline, whatever. He's become successful because of this. And my stepfather actually takes great deal of pride, saying that because I made him straight, he's telling, he's become a man. He takes credit for the good. Okay. And I'm sorry I can't take that. Now, I know one question will be there, then why did you name your daughter Helen after your mother? Why do you name her Helen? That is generally because I do love my mother. Because as a person who came out from a womb, she was the first woman. I always loved my mother. And I didn't know how much I loved her until I think I did a lot of soul searching, went through counseling, coaching. But the sad fact is, even though I loved her, she never loved me back. So, although I would like to believe that there was a little bit of love maybe somewhere. So, I gave that honor and privilege of my daughter being named after her, and also because when I searched the meaning of the name Helen, it shows courage, leadership. Helen of Troy, the mother of Achilles, a very powerful, clairvoyant woman. So I named her, and my wife said absolutely okay in honor of my mother. So it is to honor that position of power, respect, privilege, of honor. So I named my daughter. But unfortunately, that lady who was given that role of being my mother, the lady, Helen, whom by default is my mother, is a very sick individual, a very sadistic, a very retarded individual, whom I would never, ever, ever trust a child to. Never, because they can destroy with their words and the way they are. In fact, no matter how much I've tried to have a conversation, it's unbelievable. I mean, she is convinced, she knows that what she did was right, that I deserved each and everything that I had, and they take credit for everything that I am. So, and they see nothing wrong. In fact, they'll not even acknowledge that. They'll ignore that. And the audacity of that woman who didn't pick up my phone when I said, I have nothing, nowhere to go, no food to eat, no money, I'm going to be stuck in India. That woman who put down the phone and said, no, ask your brother for permission, smashed the phone down, said, like wrong number kind of thing. She still has the shameless character to ask me, I have no money, you should give me money. She's telling me I should give her money. It's your duty. You have to take care of us. What do you tell such individuals? Anyway, I do not know what kind of message I can leave you with. I honestly, and neither am I searching for your sympathy or I'm really not. Okay, I'm really not. But I think one of the main reasons why I wanted to share this with you is not only, yes, it's how I communicate to you, but rather to, I think, to tell you that there are not only some, there are many individuals who will never change. You cannot change the world, you cannot change others. The only change you can do is to yourself, to who you are. But that also, there are limits to it. You can't become Jesus Christ and become a holy poly character and forgive and forget everyone. Yes, there are some people who like to forgive and forget. They forgive the people who killed their relatives and all that. They make peace with them. Fine. I'm sorry, I'm not you and you're not me. But for me, today I have a small little family away from all these mental retarded individuals. I don't want to mix that poison back again. I don't want their influence. I don't want their shadow. I don't want even their memory. In fact, I want my daughter to grow up and never even have to imagine that they were there. And even if they are there, it's like they're somewhere. And I want them erased from memory. Like I want them dead. So that she would just see their photographs. Oh, okay, somebody was there. This would not only serve as their punishment, this would also serve that she is undergoing a totally new chapter in her life with a clean slate, with no negative, evil, unwanted, useless influence. And to just conclude, I would just say that I really don't want complications in my life. As it is, we have enough and more headaches with the world around us, with the crisis, with the war, with COVID, with financial problems. You don't need more headaches. You don't need more poison. You don't need more sick-minded individuals, and especially people in your family or your circle of friends who you cannot get rid of. You don't want them. So that is why I chose to cut off relationship with all these individuals, especially family. And today I'm at peace. Even, to tell you honestly, if they become filthy rich, successful, multimillionaires, I'm happy for them. They can be the richest, most happiest. In fact, even if someone did tell me that, Loy, what if they had millions of dollars and they are ready to sign it in your name? I'd say, no, shove it up your ass. I don't need it. I don't want even an iota of. I remember my mother once telling me this when my stepbrother was there. He was small. She was telling me, if you listen to me, we have land and we have all that. I'll give you some. She was telling me, like, we'll give. Everything was for my brother anyway. I'll give me some. I don't know how it occurred to me. I was a young man, I think 16, 14, whatever. I said, I don't want even one dirham. I don't want anything. Yuck. I don't want. I'm glad I had that in me. I would rather earn it by myself. Yeah, if you want to give free money, lottery, donations, fine. But not their dirty money. And by the way, unfortunately, they ended up losing everything anyways. I don't know whether it's right for me to tell you that if your parents or your relatives are toxic, to stay away. I'm not going to decide that for you or leave them and start your own life. Because everyone's life is different. There are too many variables. But for me, I'm at peace. I have a beautiful life. And I don't want to complicate it by getting some nut job, some psycho, some toxic individuals who will absolutely destroy the small little happiness that I have. That's why I had multiple divorces, multiple breakups, until I found the perfect little world. And today I'm very happy. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. I don't know if this served any purpose, but this was a heart-to-heart conversation. Let me know your thoughts. Feel free. You can say whatever you like. This is me signing off. Take care.